All right, so I decided to post this video simply because I did a written post about change, right? And as human beings, we don't like change that much, but it's the only constant in the universe, that everything is growing, everything is changing, everything is expanding, everything is emerging, and we are part of the universe. We have the universe's DNA coded inside us, so we're going to change. And I am one of the people that really did not like change. I don't think it was did not like change. I think it was more didn't like the uncomfortability of change, right? It's uncomfortable. And it's because our mind doesn't want change. It likes either living in the past or thinking or pondering the future. It can't live or it can't think in the now. And that's where change is constantly happening, is in the now. So I went through something yesterday. And before I tell you what I went through, I'm going to read you something from this book that I'm reading called The Power of the Now. It's by Eckhart Tolle. And it's about emotions. The body's reaction to your mind. That's what emotion is. And that's why it's so strong. Because your body doesn't know what to do except to react to the mind. Because the mind is giving the authority of what it's sensing or what it's making sense of, and then it's transmitting it to every corner of your body, and your body is responding. Here's what it says. Mind, in the way that I use the word, is not just thought. It includes your emotions as well as all unconscious mental, emotional, reactive patterns. Right? Emotions arise at the place where the mind and body meet. It is the body's reaction to your mind, or what you might say, a reflection of your mind in the body. Okay? So yesterday I was going through something, and in a conversation that I was having, this person noticed that I was having some kind of emotion that he couldn't read. And so I kind of, at that point, just kind of broke down and told him. And the conversation escalated, right? The conversation escalated about his opinion about me. Now, my mind, as much as my soul has been blowing my mind, took over there for a minute. It didn't like where the conversation was going, and it put up defenses. Well, my body responded to that because my mind, those defenses were strong, right? And my body reacted. My mind was in defense mode, and my vocal cords responded by yelling. But all I was doing was, okay, we need to stop the conversation. And the more I yelled, stop, the louder the other person got. And I noticed the response of those that were in the room. The only other one that was in my room was my dog. And he responded in defense by running towards me as if he was going to save me. And that brought me out of that moment where the person wasn't going to stop yelling, the person wasn't going to stop talking, and all I could do was hang up. Now, emotions are the response of your mind, and it fills your body. And I was shaking. I was, I was hurt. I felt all these things flow through me. But the one thing I did remember is I am not my emotions, I am not my feelings, and I am not my mind. Right? I'm not my thoughts. Even though my mind thought that it was saving me, I have to say, within what I was going through, what led me to that particular type of conversation. What didn't I release from myself? What didn't I allow to emerge through me to help me through that? And I've been telling myself all my needs are met. I've been reminding my mind that. I've been allowing my soul to remind me. But see, deep inside somewhere, that truth still wasn't resonating. And that conversation flourished through that. So I can't blame the other person. The other person thought that they were doing the right thing by trying to break down everything to me and then getting upset when I wasn't resonating with that particular information that they were throwing at me and telling me who I was, right? All the things that, listing all the what I considered negatives at me. And all my brain could do was just defend. But my soul chimed in there because my soul gave vibration to my dog that just brought me out of it. And all I can say is thank you, Charlie, for being spiritually connected to my soul. It helped me bring myself back to the thing is all my needs are met. I just can't see them being met. And that's where my brain is having that disconnect. Because the brain wants to figure everything out all at once. Everything in a little compartmentalized box. Is that the right word? And make sense of it. And faith is having faith in those things that are unseen. Knowing that the universe, knowing that the consciousness of God does have my back, my front, my sides, my above me, below me. It has all of me, right? But see, it brings it back to we're all part of this great consciousness, but we're unique, and we're supposed to grow, and we're supposed to expand. And we're supposed to allow things to happen. So that which somebody else might go, oh, damn, I made that mistake and ponder in it. It's a mistake. I get to say, okay, I've got it. Now I'm going to be a prayer warrior, or I'm going to go back into meditation. I'm going to go back and sit with myself so that my body, soul, and mind can become whole again. It's only separated for a second because it's not all on one vibrational connection. But that's okay. I didn't have to go, fuck Sandy, what did you do? Or what didn't you do? Or why did you do it this way? Or now how can you go out and inspire and motivate people when you're perfectly imperfect? I can, because I can talk to you about it and let you know this is how I figured it out. So life is truly like a box of chocolates. There's many possibilities within it, but we create all those possibilities. We create the box of chocolates. We're constantly changing the chocolate filling. We're constantly adding to the box, and the box is getting bigger. And then we get to take all that candy out the box and say, I don't need the box because I don't need those boundaries. And we could just put them out on the table, put them out, spread them out on the plate, and go, oh, look at all these infinite possibilities that are there for me to create from. Right? So I get to say to myself, all right, so now I know where I need to, it's not going back to the drawing board. Today's a new day. I get to take another path. I get to choose another opportunity to see with my inner eye, go beyond my outer eye, to see, hear, and speak with the inner part of me, that soul part of me that is connected to consciousness, and go, all right, here we go. I am a divine spiritual being having a human incarnation. Through each and every experience that I have, God is seeking self through me. And you go, seeking self, God already knows self. Yes, God does. God knows self as spirit. God knows self as energy. God knows self as love and joy and peace and happiness and longevity. God knows self as eternal. But we were created with this physical body in this duality that God gets to seek self physically through us, through all our many perfectly imperfect choices that we make. And though we are not our feelings, we have feelings. Though we are not our emotions, we have emotions. Though we are not our thoughts, we have thoughts. Now, our mind will go to those thoughts that are most comfortable to it, but discomfortable to us. And that's why we are triune. We are soul, and our soul has that spirit in us that's teachable, or that teaches us because we're teachable. And it helps our mind discern better. Because we have over 60 million thoughts a day, probably even more than that. And our mind chooses what's comfortable to it, which is usually it's easiest to tap into a negative thought because that protects us, instead of diving into a positive thought that takes us into the realm of possibility. But our soul says, no, everything is possible. It is. Don't forget, I come from the infinite, and I'm part of you. Our souls are so big, so massive, that our soul precedes us when we walk into a room. Our soul is the last part of that entity when we leave a room. So our soul is always helping our mind through change. Whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you believe it or not, it's all energy and it all moves. Right? So, without even having to tell you what the conversation was, it escalated, and then my soul de-escalated it. I'm wonderfully blessed for having a divine spirit being within me, and so are you. So I want you to have a blessed day today. I want you to feel wonderful and great. I want you to know that your longevity and the gift of health flows through your body. Tap into it. There is nothing that you can't do because you already have it within you to do it. Have a blessed, blessed day.